All right, so today we are going depth on something that might sound a little surprising.
Mm.
Inhaler technique.
Yeah.
We're talking about how to use your inhaler, right?
Right.
You would think it'd be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you would think,
But
yeah.
we've got some research here that suggests a whole lot of people,
A lot.
maybe even some listening right now,
Yeah, finna.
are not using their inhalers as effectively as they could be.
That's right.
And so we're going to get into that.
Yeah, let's break it down.
What are people doing wrong, and how can we do it better?
Absolutely. And the research really does highlight how, even small mistakes
Oh, yeah.
can make a really big difference in how well the medication actually works.
That's kind of scary to think about.
Yeah, it is a little bit, right? Because you think you're doing everything right, and
Yeah.
then you realize, oh, wait a minute, there's a whole technique to this.
So where do we even start?
Right.
Like, what's the first thing that people tend to mess up?
Well, I think one of the biggest things, and this is something that the research really hits on, is timing.
Timing.
Yeah, the timing of when you press down on the inhaler and when you breathe in.
Oh, okay.
So imagine this. You press down on the inhaler and then you kind of hesitate
Oh.
before you breathe in. Well, a lot of that medicine ends up just sitting in your mouth and your throat
Oh, I see.
instead of actually going down into your lungs where it needs to be.
But this is not just about breathing in, it's about coordinating the breath with the inhaler, right?
Exactly. It's all about the coordination. And it's not even just any breath,
Yeah.
It has to be that slow, deep breath.
Deep breath, okay.
Almost like a sigh. You really want to think of your lungs like an upside down tree
Yeah.
with all of those little branches at the bottom,
I'm
right?
picturing it.
You
Yeah.
really want to get that medication down to those tiny branches. That's where it needs to be.
Right.
So if you're just taking these little short breaths, it's like snow falling on the top branches.
Oh,
But a slow, deep breath allows it to really kind of gently settle all the way down to the bottom.
okay. That's a great visual.
Yeah.
I'm definitely guilty of not taking those deep breaths, I think.
I think a lot of us are, to be honest.
The timing, deep breath, anything else.
Well, you might be surprised to know that only about 25% of people
What?
use their inhalers correctly.
That low.
It is pretty low, and another common mistake is forgetting to shake the inhaler before use.
You know what? I am totally guilty of that.
Really?
I always thought the shaking was just like,
A formality.
yeah, just something they tell you to do. Yeah.
Right.
So what's the real reason behind that?
Well, shaking is really crucial, especially for inhalers that have a propellant, because it makes sure that the medication is evenly mixed.
Yeah.
So if you don't shake it, you could be getting a different dose every time.
Oh, wow. So I could be getting way too much or way too little.
Exactly. And that's why it's really important
Wow.
to shake it up.
Okay, so let's say you don't use your inhaler right. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, I mean, you're not going to immediately, have some horrible reaction, but studies show that mastering the proper inhaler technique can improve symptom control by up to 40%.
Whoa, 40%.
That's a lot, and if you're not using it correctly, you might not be getting the full benefit of your medication.
Yeah.
So your symptoms might not be as well controlled as they could be,
Hmm.
and in some cases, that can lead to more serious problems down the road.
So you're saying if I get the technique right,
Yeah,
I could be feeling 40% better.
potentially. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
So we've got the timing, we've got the deep breaths, we've got the shaking. Anything else fall under this whole proper technique umbrella?
Yeah, definitely. We got to think about the real world usage here,
Hmm.
So the sources mention things like cleaning your inhaler regularly. That's important.
Oh, right.
To prevent any blockages. And then also knowing how to check if your inhaler is empty. Oh, good point. Yeah.
You don't want to be caught off guard.
No. Yeah. Especially during an asthma attack.
Exactly. And then even things like proper storage, extreme temperatures
Okay.
can affect the medication.
Gotcha. Got it.
So little things like that can make a big difference.
Okay. So to recap, proper inhaler technique. We're talking about coordinating that breath with the inhaler, taking those slow, deep breaths, get it all the way down there in those branches, shaking the inhaler beforehand. And then we're also thinking about cleaning, checking those medication levels, and proper storage.
Exactly. And it's also important to remember that every inhaler is different.
Oh, right.
Some are breath activated, some you have to press a button.
Okay.
So don't hesitate to talk to your doctor or your pharmacist. They can really help you figure out
Right. The specifics.
the best way to use yours.
Right. They're the experts.
Exactly.
So we've learned all this, right? How do we spread the word? Like, how many people out there could really benefit from knowing this stuff?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's blowing my mind. Like, I've been doing this wrong for who knows how long.
Me too, probably, yeah.
So what do we do?
Well, maybe think about, Do you have a friend or a family member who uses an inhaler?
Yeah.
Maybe share what you learned today with them. Sometimes even just a simple conversation
Yeah, right.
can make a big difference in someone's health and well-being.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, right?
That's right.
So go out there, share this knowledge, and we'll catch you next time for another deep dive.
Sounds good. Bye.
See ya.